Hello and welcome to Doll's Barefoot Farm. I wanted to show you a quick video on how you can propagate plants. The plant I'm going to propagate today is the sweet potato vine, and I tried it for the first time last year in 2021 and was wildly successful, and so I'm going to try it again this year. I bought about 6 plants and I'm going to try to propagate and get maybe 6 or 8 more. Last year I did extra just in case they didn't take and all of them took. And so I don't know if I'll have that same success this year, but I know that they are an easy plant to propagate. And so first, what you do is you're going to want to have some pruners or scissors, something to cut on the current plant that you're going to use as to snip off your propagation, and you want to make sure they're clean. So I've got some rubbing alcohol here. You can also use bleach if you want. I'm just going to pour a little bit on the blade, and that will make sure that this is sanitized, and so that way, in case there was something disease or something of that nature from the previous plant that I cut, I will not transfer it to this new plant. So I've done that, and then I also went ahead and filled some trays with some soil. So I've got that ready, and then I have a key ingredient, and this is root stimulator. So we bought this, I don't know if it's at the farm store or a local farm store, R&J feed, or if we bought it at Lowe's. David got it for me. But this is a stimulator. It helps get the roots going. And makes the process a little bit quicker, but it's not required. You don't have to have that. And so what I've done already is I went ahead and it's concentrated formula, so I've mixed it with water, and I will show you how I'm going to clip the plant, and then I'll dip the plant in here, what I've clipped, and I'll stick it in the dirt, and then I'll keep it over here in the shade and we'll water it. So okay, what we need to do is we need to have 2 nodes below the dirt and 2 nodes above the dirt. And a node is this little, it's like a little speck sticking up between the V of the plant right here, of the stem. See that little spot right there? There's another one down here. You can see there's one here. At most of these V's in the stem, you're going to have a node, and that's a place where roots can come out. And so what I'm going to do is, like I said, I need to have 2 of these below the ground or below the soil to get it started. So I'm going to trim just a little bit along this stem right here, and I'm going to drop this thing here into the dirt. So I'll make a cut. Okay, and now I have 1 node here that can go underground, and I'm going to have to trim this leaf off. So here I will trim that off. And then I need to have a second node underground, so I'm just going to follow, or under the dirt, I'm going to follow the stem up and find the second node. Once again, you can see that little, just a little speck sticking up, and I will trim off this leaf. And then I need to have at least 2 nodes above the soil. So you can still see I have a node there, and I have a node here, and then there are plenty more up top. So I probably could do multiple plants from this stem, but I'm just going to do, just leave it as is. So I'm going to make sure I dip these 2 nodes in this root stimulator. So just give it a couple dips, and then I will stick that down in the dirt. And it's not quite covered, so I can just get a little more dirt and put it around there and pack it in place. And that's basically all there is to it. So we'll do that one more time so you can see what I mean. All right, let's use this plant over here. Okay, so once again, I'm going to look down, and it looks as though if I trim this stem here, maybe I'll go up one more. I'm going to trim this leaf off because there's a node, so I'll snip that leaf off, and then there again, you can see another node, so I'm going to trim that leaf off. Okay, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes at least, plus the nodes up in this new leaf growth here that will be above the soil. So I'm going to dip this in my root stimulator again, and then I will stick this down in the dirt and make sure that those 2 nodes are covered with dirt. So add a little bit more soil again. Okay. And then when we are finished, I will water these in, and then I will leave them in the shade for a few days and just make sure to keep them watered. And in about a couple weeks, we will post an update, or we'll add an update to this so you can see how they're progressing. Hi, I wanted to give you an update on the sweet potato vines that I propagated. So back a couple months ago, I propagated some sweet potato vines, and so let's look at the progress. I've already actually planted some out, and so these are the last 2 that remained. I think I did 6, and 5 of the 6 took. So I pull this guy out. He's actually not wanting to come out because his roots have gone over into the other side. So you can see all these roots. So I think that was a successful propagation, sweet potato vine. So now here's our update on the sweet potato vines. It is July 18th, and I propagated these, I believe it was a couple months ago, and so you can see how well they have progressed. They're long and luscious, and if I wanted to propagate more off of these plants, I most certainly could. They're doing very well. So as you can see, propagating the sweet potato plants is a pretty simple way to get into propagating your own plants, and I have had great success with this result, or with this particular plant. I've tried several others, and I'll do one on propagating tomatoes here shortly, so you can see how we can propagate tomato plants from suckers. So look for that video as well. But if you have any questions or comments or anything else you'd like to see us try or show you how we do here on Doll's Barefoot Farm, please let us know, and we'll see you next time.